All right. Optimism.
Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Kusenu Tisalmin. Worst hour. Well,
Is that Gloria Estefan?
no, I did not say that. That was actually a little bit offensive. I want an apology. I said Kusenu Tisalmin. It's Arabic for you say it whenever there's a holiday. It's like like may there be peace in your life every year, which interestingly enough is people who really seem to never have had peace for one year.
That would be, how nice would that be?
I take peace for a week. That's the problem. It's a little bit ambitious.
Yeah, just like 1 year of clean water, no drone strikes. Wouldn't it be nice?
How about instead of peace, just take a war every 2 weeks, like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
Oh, like a firefighter.
Exactly.
On 24 off 48.
Dude, great escape. Firefighter? That's where I fucked up.
You wish you were a firefighter?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's not a lot of fires.
There's not a lot of fires. And now, by the way, they probably lowered the bar so low for firefighters to get into the game because of like just sort of diversity and inclusion and all that kind of stuff.
You think that's hit the firefighter world?
Without a doubt. I'm sure they're like, we need to have a few guys who are under 5. Like there's a union rule. We need to have a couple of people from this region, a couple people from that region. Probably not a ton of Palestinian firefighters.
Danny DeVito looking people running up to you and you're like, how are you going to save me?
I'm certain that that's the case, and that would have been a much better gig. I would have done it if I knew that there was like a chance it was going to happen.
You know who's the hottest firefighters? They're those shave head Asian jacked tall fire. They're like, I don't know. You see them all over LA. There's a lot of Asian firefighters.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I imagine that this is
but they look like fucking fighters. Dude.
I'm not saying that I want to be firefighters. I'm saying that listen, if you got me into a firefighter role, I'd start to look like a firefighter.
You think so?
Yeah, you just naturally start to kind of look like a firefighter. Just like I've been podcasting for so long, I just look like a podcaster. I don't have to tell one person that I have a podcast. They're like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah. It's like when you and I started comedy, Louis was king. So all of a sudden you just start wearing a black T-shirt with jeans.
And you're just like, oh, that guy is doing that thing.
Yeah, he's doing stand-up. Yeah.
First show of the new year, first show of the first show of the new show. Mm-hmm. That is to say, congratulations. God. Bringing it back. One more case. Go on, dude. Thank you. It's bad luck unless you started off with a kiss, man.
Did anybody ever make noises when they kissed you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You got a couple smacks.
Honestly, part of it is the noise. It's more. To be real with you, it's more noise than it is kiss.
Yeah, you touch cheek and then smack, right?
Yeah.
That's how like when I go home, that's how I greet my stepmom actually.
For real?
Because she goes in for a kiss, I turn my cheek to mash in her cheek.
Yeah.
Meet her mid collision, and then I don't go to the second cheek. We're not freaks.
It's basically the move. Now here's a great possible business venture that we can jump into here. We could create some kind of an app that does like first of all, it's disguised as a different app on your phone, but when you open it, it just makes the sound of the kissing, so that when you get behind the person, you turn the phone on and there's a sound effect of the kissing. You don't actually have to kiss them; they don't get their feelings hurt.
What about a social anxiety app?
Okay,
that counts your kisses, and you get rewards the more kisses you've given. So that way, like if you're afraid to mingle with people, you're afraid to go to the mosque, you have social anxiety, sure. You get a reward. It's like how, sometimes like autistic, like parents of autistic children will put lipstick on their nose to get their kid to look at the nose so that it fakes eye contact.
Is that so?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get a kiss counter, and it helps you overcome your anxiety because, whatever the rewards are that you like.
It's 4 p.m. You're like, you know what? I've only had 8,000 kisses today. I gotta get going.
If I crack 10,000, I'll get a new skin.
Yeah, of course, man. It's a challenge. Yeah, I like that idea. Well, the app can do both things. Yeah. Once you're in the biz, if you want to start scamming people out of kisses, that's your decision. By the way, hey, first show back. Wouldn't be a show back without a false start. We did
absolutely not.
We did have 45 false starts.
This is This is the most classic, despite our attempt to rebrand and to start on a new foot. We got a new studio, new equipment, new lighting.
We'll get into all that, by the way. I've prepared a State of the Caliphate address for these people to sort of let them know how we're doing, because I think in general they may have some questions, and
right.
Many of them are shareholders.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, you could put breast implants on me, but I wouldn't change.
Yeah, I think you change a little bit. I think you have more followers on Instagram.
Big juicy knockers.
Just big juicy knockers. No matter who or what has the big juicy knockers, you're following that online.
I would just podcast topless.
Yeah, I would demand it. I'd put it in the contract. Even I would, I think, like to see you with big fat tits. It's nothing sexual. It's just you would look better.
You know, I'd be too lazy to shave.
I still think
big hairy tits.
I'm as American as can be in this regard, and I still think I would take big hairy tits over no tits. But that's just me.
Yeah. Well, you were a philosophy major.
Yeah. Listen. I love what I love.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's what it is. You know. We're supposed to start the show at 9. Tyler got in late. Tyler's been going fucking hard lately. Yeah.
Honestly, what happened was we pulled up the stakes, we took down the show, and Tyler was lost.
Yeah, exactly.
When he didn't have our show to keep him in order. Yeah. He just ran amok.
And listen, even with the show, he's continuing to run amok.
How you feeling this morning, Tyler? It's on.
Still a little hungover. That sounds so ridiculous.
Yeah, we got cut. Listen, we have a new studio situation. We'll talk about it later. It's really not important. But one of the most important things is Tyler's mic. For some reason, we can't figure out why. It sounds hilarious. It sounds like a.
I'll tell you what happened.
Okay.
I knew we were recording. I realized I was short one mic.
Yeah.
So out of my flight home from Florida, I ran up and I stole the pilot's
microphone.
And I just put that in. So Tyler has to hit a little button before he talks.
What were you flying? I'm presuming flying Spirit
Southwest.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's not a great quality mic you're getting there.
No, but they're doing sets.
Virgin Atlantic or. What is that what they're called still?
Yeah,
or just Virgin Airlines?
Virgin Air, yeah.
That'll have a nice mic, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the best airline.
And it's taped between a topless woman's tits. You know, like...
Yeah. Richard Branson fucking rules.
This
is why you gotta get a billionaire to run airlines. A measly millionaire couldn't do it.
No.
By the way, can I say this? Everybody has been going on and on and on about how, the CDC lowered the quarantine time.
Yeah. For airline employees.
No, but anybody. If you.
But that was like the big push, I believe, was that the airlines weren't able, like flights were getting canceled because they couldn't staff the flights because of the quarantine times. So that was like the kind of the impotence or whatever to lower the quarantine.
Well, they've been pushing to look. Ultimately,
they don't care.
Do we listen to them or not? Is my point of view here. Because a fucking year ago, people were getting like killed for not listening to these people.
Yeah.
And now everybody's like, turns out corporate America was here all along. I know. It's just we either listen to them or we don't.
Yeah. But it is interesting how is Big Pharma good or is Big Pharma bad? Is the CDC good or are they in the pockets of corporations?
I think it's like the answer is it's complicated. It's complicated.
That's a hard line.
Well, listen, it's like Pfizer. Everybody's like, oh, but they're so bad.
Ivermectin's good.
Well, even Pfizer. Look how complicated
Who makes
Pfizer
that?
is.
That's a big corporation that makes ivermectin, right?
I
That's not a
assume.
little mom and pop.
I don't think anybody's. It could be, but I don't think that's the case. Pfizer, for all the shit that they get, it's like, hey, let's not forget what these guys have contributed to boners over the years. These guys invented Viagra.
Yeah.
That's their thing.
Trying to cure heart attacks, they caused thousands and thousands and thousands of more heart attacks.
Well, does Viagra cause heart attacks?
I mean, if God is telling you you're not supposed to be fucking, you're probably not in the shape to be fucking. So I imagine if you need an artificial boner to fuck, you're probably a little older.
Yeah, sometimes an artificial boner is just fun to have. Well, obviously, a man who's never experimented.
I'm still just constantly hard naturally.
No, I hear you.
I'm hard right now, and I'm uncomfortable with it. But that's how thrilled I am to be podcasting.
We're
again.
all uncomfortable with it. But you know what? I'll tell you what. We respect it. And that's ultimately what makes this podcast this podcast.
Tyler, did you get laid last night?
Sorry, we got to go back to Tyler.
No, I did not.
Tyler, by the way, Tyler got here, ladies and gentlemen, and just fell asleep.
He just,
Please follow the show on Instagram to see pictures of Tyler asleep while we're setting everything up.
yeah, he just knocked out like in a way that like a baby falls asleep.
I mean, at first, I'll be honest with you, I thought he was kidding.
Yeah. He's so small. I thought I was gonna have to swaddle him, like pick him up and lay him into a bed.
And then Tyler started pawing at the air. I could tell he was like a puppy having a dream. I could see that he was. I was like, oh, this motherfucker's really asleep right now.
He was opening beers in his sleep.
By the way, Tyler is raw dog in the floor. He's barefoot as shit right now.
Yeah,
And
his thick feet.
We discovered that Tyler has fucking thick feet. Tyler, you could probably make some fucking bank if you decide to like, you know, get into these foot fetish things.
Yeah. He legitimately looks like he's wearing like flesh covered platforms.
Yeah. Like some like you think he's wearing like some kind of like a Doc Martin designed for Lady Gaga.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like it looks like a prosthetic.
Yeah, and actually off mic, you had a great idea.
Which is we should get a doctor to basically remove some of the the girth from his feet and put it into his paws.
We could add, Tyler only has two knuckles or two sections, so it's one knuckle on each finger. So we could add that missing knuckle to his hand.
We do like, you ever see what they do with when they want to make people taller? They have to do this like incredibly brutal
crack
surgery.
your femur and
crack your femur, and they put and they can only put like an inch in there. That's the thing that's brutal about it.
Do you know how insecure you have to be to go through that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You feel like an inch, because if they put too much, you end up like one of those like fucking Uncle Sam's outside of a tax refund place. You end up just like on weird stilts and unstable. So they literally give you 1 inch. Fucking brutal. We should do that for Tyler's fingers.
Do you think there's a guy who ever got leg extensions and let himself go bald? Because what I'm picturing is a guy who got leg extensions probably has a wig on, or like serious wispy propecia hair, and then probably like lip filler, carrot top type stuff going on.
I hope anybody who's gotten the extender isn't that guy though. I hope they're like just almost perfect. I hope it's just super
this
hot.
Is all I need. If I had one more inch,
and you're like, you know what, that was worth
That's
it.
all I
guy.
needed.
Michael Bloomberg won't do it. He's a fucking billionaire. He could probably afford.
Get me out of here! I will never hear Bloomberg's name and not think of Donald Trump slouching at his podium, going, "Get me out of here!"
Destroyed him completely. I think when Trump handled Bloomberg, to be honest with you, that's when he won me over.
Yeah, wasn't that like a month before the pandemic hit?
Yeah, that was good. Again,
it was like right when everything was just funny.
Everything was good. We should have known. I realized that recently. It's like we all should have known something was going. We were in a fucking bubble of fun.
Yeah, it was like the 20s, right before the Great Depression.
Could you imagine? Donald Trump's first 4 years of office were considered a bubble of fun.
Compared to the hell we're in now. Not because of who's in office, just because of just the way things are going.
I think it's because of who's in office.
Yeah.
Have you seen what's going on with the dollar lately, buddy? Have you seen what's going on with prices? Pre-pandemic, 2 rock stars, $3.50, $4 today. $4.
I would argue that getting 2 rock stars, $2 a piece is still a decent deal. Honestly,
well, but it was a better deal. It was a better deal under the previous administration. I'll be honest with you.
I'll tell you what. I
want to talk my issues. Under the previous administration, it was a better. We were doing better.
But it was a big topic around the dinner table back home with my Uncle Steve. He was legitimately like using the dollar store going to $1.25.
Now, do you guys have a dinner table, or is it just like a upside down street sign that you guys fashioned
on one of those long cable wraps?
Yeah,
those things that like telephone companies use to wrap cables. We just put that with a stop sign on the top.
Yeah.
And then somebody dumps a bucket of fucking Creole slop.
guys all just
crab legs.
you guys pull it all in like in your corner and just sort of like
Yeah. We all have our own little possum.
Hilarious.
We're chewing on. It's a fucking $1.25 now.
What's the big talking point at your dinner tables
Well, that
over the holidays,
my Uncle Steve really,
which we don't observe?
my Uncle Steve really thought that the Dollar Tree going to $1.25.
Oh,
I mean, that was like a huge deal to him.
it is a big deal. Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean,
There's a 25% increase across the board.
he goes, I'll never shop there again.
Where is he going to go, though? That's the thing. That's where they get you. That's where they get you, ladies and gentlemen. Where else are you going to go but the dollar store? You have nowhere to
pistols. What are you buying?
Wow, you could get. I've said this before. What I particularly enjoy about those dollar stores is it is where corporate America's
Failed projects.
It's a graveyard for the failed projects of a corporate America.
Yeah.
I every single time I'm always blown away by who got into the energy drink game.
Yeah.
What, Snickers?
Yes.
For how could they have done this?
Yeah, it's LED shoelaces.
Yes.
Things like that.
It's things that just.
You'll always find your shoes.
I love seeing shit that was so bad that Americans were like, we won't consume it.
Yeah. Throw it in
It's
the dollar store.
unconsumable to us.
But to be able to sincerely say, I'll never shop at the dollar store again.
Yeah. We know he's not serious. We know he's going to be back. He has no choice. I'm saying to you, what are you, 7-Eleven is where you're going to get everything? You can't. You can't get everything at 7-Eleven, folks.
You tried.
Believe you me. I tried that documentary where I did 30 days at 7-Eleven. Still not being picked up.
Super 7-Eleven me?
30 for 7-Eleven is what I was going to call it, but I like that one better.
Yeah. Now, have you been to a 7-Eleven today?
No, and that's actually a shock. I go to 7-Eleven a lot.
Yeah.
As many of you can tell by the tenor of my voice.
Do you have a membership?
Oh, fuck.
Do you have a 7-Eleven membership?
I forgot about Tyler's fucking wackadoodle.
Baba Booey Mike.
I forgot about Tyler's drive-through manager.
All right,
Undercover.
podcast up front. Do you have a membership to 7-Eleven?
I do. Yeah,
Tyler,
of
you do
course.
too,
Points.
right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You got to get those points.
What do the points do? What do you?
I'm not sure. To my understanding, my understanding is we're just telling 7-Eleven what we like. I'll just give
to help target advertising, which we know you're a big fan of. Tell me what I need, big company.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
The fact that companies are getting to a place where they can predict your desires and wants. What else do we need in life?
You're the only guy I've ever met who thought that was a good idea.
I'm telling you, if I found out tomorrow that it turns out I wasn't depressed and just needed a Vitamixer all along.
I have a Vitamix now, and I got to tell you, huge difference in my life. Smoothies every morning. Instead of eating 7 potatoes and like a pound of bacon and eggs.
Yeah.
I'm like 2 weeks into a smoothie every morning.
Yeah. Oh, you're not doing like just a handful of butter and like all the fucking 10 pounds of bacon.
Pimples cleared up on my face, but I do have a surprising amount of pimples on my ass right now, so I don't know what's going on. I mean, we're talking 3-4, nothing crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know I think it's like working its way down. It's cleaning. What
are you putting in your smoothies out of curiosity? And by the way, I do want to say one thing. Tyler knows what you get at 7-Eleven, I think. He had an answer for that.
Do you want to hear that first?
Let me hear that first.
What do you get with points?
Do you know what the 7-Eleven points are for? I feel like you had an answer.
You can get free monsters and slices of pizza.
Okay, well that's huge. That's fucking huge, dude.
I'm picturing you in your bungalow. Tyler lives in a bungalow, by the way, which
what
is
constitutes
sick.
a bungalow exactly?
Depression. No windows.
That's what I thought. I thought bungalow was really about the attitude you had in the house.
Bungalow Bill.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of 70s songs like in a Hollywood bungalow, where in my mind I was like, ooh, a bungalow in Hollywood.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
You know what I picture? A reef for some reason. It's
like a Christmas reef?
No, a lay. A lay is what I'm thinking.
Oh, like a Hawaiian lay.
A Hawaiian lay. I'm thinking of like the bungalow. It's where
like
it's
a
at.
ukulele,
Oh, yeah.
grass skirts, kind of tiki bar vibe.
An MTV reality show's worth
Pimp
of
My
hot
Bungalow.
young people hanging out.
Tyler has a Raider poster. not in a frame, just tacked up, and then like 7 Raiders jerseys in the bungalow.
What makes do you know what makes a bungalow a bungalow?
I think this mic is out of control. Dude.
It really. I'll never get used to it, but it's never going away. Unfortunately,
I'm guessing it has to do that it's its own structure. It's like a studio, but it's its own building.
There's no other studios that it's connected to.
Yeah, even though it's just a line of studios.
Yeah. The space, I like it. Okay.
Yeah. You can, it can flood better. I think with the space between it. I don't know why.
I guess you're trying to tell people like, listen, man,
a
you're basically
standalone
you're basically a homeowner.
Yeah.
You basically are owning property by renting this studio from us. So
Imagine if you put stucco on a tough shed.
Yeah.
And then you put like 10 tough sheds right in a row.
that sounds honestly awesome, dude.
When I walked in there, I was like, I could live here, no problem.
Yeah.
I don't need shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, get used to it because that's what the future is going to be. We're all going to be in fucking bungalows with our augmented reality glasses on,
Yep.
just fucking virtual hooker after virtual hooker. Enough will never be enough.
Maybe that's the cheek kissing reward. You get virtual coins that you can put in your virtual wallet, which you can then spend on virtual
hookers.
Yeah. So
and by the way, we bring those hookers in on our network, so we're just making money on every single end of it.
I knew this would all tie together nicely.
It makes about as much sense as all the other ones, to be completely honest with you.
I got to go down to the mosque. It's Friday. I got to go get as many kisses as possible because I want to get a hook.
I'm trying to get laid by the end of the weekend.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a top-notch hooker tonight. God, can you imagine walking in on somebody just naked in an Oculus humping the air?
I'm telling you,
Just humping the air.
my next purchase is going to be an Oculus, and I'm going to be fucking virtual chicks all day long.
Are you beating... Like is it so real that you feel like you're fucking? Even when your dick is just in the air.
I imagine
Tyler, you probably know.
Do you know Tyler?
Tyler's used an Oculus.
The Oculus. Is there a feeling like when you put the Oculus on? Are you always pretty well aware? All right, I've got I'm in a virtual world, or is there a moment of kind of feels real?
Yeah, you get lost in it a little bit.
So it's coming.
Do you think you could? Would you need a fleshlight?
Yeah.
Or
That's
something?
what I imagine would be a sick combo.
Yeah.
A sick combo.
It just seems.
You go get my 2 favorite combos: Monster and pizza from 7-Eleven, Oculus and flashlight.
I'll tell you right now, that's like a fucking perfect Ramadan present for me. That sounds fucking awesome, dude. As long as it's on pepperoni on that bad boy. That's all I care about.
Keep it halal.
Keep it halal. That's why we got the sign here.
By the way, that's the new name of the show. Keep it halal.
Keep it halal. Every week we're gonna review the latest in chicken and rice dishes and
The new techniques on how to slaughter a cow.
falafel. We're gonna see how it's made falafel videos.
Yeah. We should actually make a video of you making your family's secret falafel recipe. We can blur out the ingredients so nobody gets the recipe.
All right. At first, I was gonna say no, but because of that, and I actually would like some color correction in there too, because or altering the color, because I don't want people to know based on the color what the fruit or what we're using in it is.
Fruit.
Proprietary. Oh, it's fresh. This thing is 100% vegan. It's all natural.
Legally all natural is a good term.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
No, it's true because you can say things are all natural and then you can go to court and be like,
well, yeah, of
what's
course.
not natural?
Well, yeah.
These are all elements
the
that
FDA
are found in the earth.
Figures all that stuff out. That's what's so funny about people being like, fuck you have what do we need the FDA for? It's like, that's what you need them for. Shit like that. Otherwise, people are just going to go fucking buck wild and there's no rules.
Well, they used to sell meth countertop
Yeah.
as diet pills.
Oh, are you making the pro or con argument? Because I don't know which one. Because getting meth over the counter sounds awesome.
Fen-Phen, remember Fen-Phen, the diet pill?
Yeah.
It's an
Of course,
amphetamine.
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And didn't that kill? That's what killed
Like
fucking
every housewife.
It killed that famous one. What's it? Anna Nicole Smith?
Yeah.
Or Smith? Or is that OJ's wife? Whatever one. One of them is OJ's wife, and the other one got killed from
Nicole Kidman?
Brown Simpson.
Nicole Brown Simpson was O.J. Simpson. Was Simpson.
Anna
Clearly.
Nicole Smith is the chick
And
who
Nicole Kidman is I Love Lucy. Got it.
we're ready to grow. Now we're ready to grow.
All right. Should we do a sound check?
Yeah, let's do a sound check for old time's sake. Let's go
Pump
ahead.
that back to the beginning. So I'll set it up one more time.
Please.
If you're a longtime listener to the show, we used to check in with a Sheikh and Iman who used to give advice online.
Are we not recording on the 810? It says,
It was recording the whole time, and it must have stopped itself. It was recording.
okay, it's totally fine because we are recording the video at least, or recording the audio at least.
The video of that camera.
All right, is it full?
No, it's not full.
Hit record again. We're back. Technical difficulties. If you were watching the YouTube video, which is why you got to subscribe to the YouTube video, you get like, or the YouTube channel, I should say. Oh, my father subscribed to the subscribe to the video, ladies.
If you guys write in and send a self-addressed stamped envelope, we will send you a VHS copy of the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We put up an address. I'm getting a PO box for that reason. You're right. We have to have a PO box. It's only like $14 for a 7-year period or whatever.
Nobody has to know where you live.
It's amazing. Oh,
There are
absolutely.
certain things you can't use a PO box for.
And this is finally what this podcast has needed to get into postal service territory, an area where you're an expert. What is it that you can't use a PO box for?
Anything that you're supposed to have an official address for, you can't put it on a driver's license, passport, any kind of official documentation.
Now,
you need a proper address.
if I went to the PO box, let's say I just wanted to, I don't know, store some precious belongings inside of the PO box. Would that be okay?
Perfect. No problems.
Nobody has keys to my PO box other than me.
The post office will have keys to it.
This
They're not going to give you.
It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't work if they couldn't put mail in.
Yes, it needs to be able to open.
Well,
Now there are safes, particularly at like
at the post office.
You can get a safe at like Union Station. You can go down there, get a little key lock. They have lockers down there with safes. A lot of people will put their like,
I'd like a safe that looked like a PO box. So people would come through and they'd be like, "Oh, it's just a PO box. There's not gonna be anything in there."
Right. Well,
Lo and behold, my bars of gold.
what you could do. Here's what you could do.
Saddam Hussein's money, the last money printed with his face on it.
You take
Stacks of it.
a little safe that fits within the PO box, and you just shove that into the PO box.
My pictures of me as a baby. I keep those with my precious belongings.
You don't want anybody to get their hands on that.
Oh no! I don't want anybody.
The bearded baby.
The fear, of course, would be that somebody would look at it, recreate the image, move forward. Okay, wait. Before we jump into it, I do want to address that you should subscribe to the YouTube channel because our video just went out for probably 8 minutes.
Something like that.
We didn't notice.
Yeah, you lost a little chunk there.
Again, you gotta understand, Tyler is still asleep right now. He's not woken up.
Drunk. He's asleep.
So if you consider that, he's doing amazing.
Yeah, he's doing a wonderful job.
Couldn't do any better.
For a guy who's drunk and asleep, this podcast is running fairly smoothly.
I would say most of the people in this room are on drugs. Always.
Yeah.
So, it's running pretty good. It's running as expected.
I'm on the clean lifestyle now, but it's too late. The damage is done.
No, for sure. That is sort of how I feel.
Yeah.
It's like, the damage has been done. So let's just ride it out the last 70 years.
You think you got 70 years?
I'm certain I'm going to live to be around 100. I have all the 100-year-old things going for me.
Not except for the many, 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 many full grams of caffeine you take a day.
Hasn't taken. If you do, I did a blood pressure test the other day. Because you gotta stay on top of these things when you're in CVS, and you got nothing to do.
Yeah, you just stuck your arm in that thing.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. You know what they should do is they should now, like when you stick your arm in it, it should trap you and they should hit you with a booster. That's what the government should pull.
Yeah, because if you're getting your blood pressure checked at CVS, you probably don't have a vax.
You don't have a vax. You don't have a doctor. I'm gonna guess you don't have an address or anything. You have very few
It
belongings.
should inoculate you with everything.
Yeah.
Just anthrax.
Just get you.
Yeah, fucking malaria. Just everything. Just.
It would shock you how perfectly healthy my blood pressure is. Now, listen, I have a litany of mental issues.
Sure, but that's never killed anybody.
I think that'll just invigorate me and propel me. Not invigorate. That's not the right word. But
But speaking of propelling,
Okay, well, I guess we'll jump into it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to see the full videos of the show. I don't know what the fuck I was saying.
Yeah, for those 8 minutes, we'll put in please stand by.
Please stand by
difficulties.
But if you were watching the video, you'd be like, shit, I'm privy on some information.
We should put the picture of Tyler where the video dropped out of him asleep. And then we'll put technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Perfect.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, that's better than if it worked.
Yeah.
It just is. It just fully is. Back on our bullshit, as they say. With I said, well,
Are you sure you're not already 100?
No, dude, that was cool. First sound check of the new year. Okay, so we'll set this video up here, Bryan.
All right, so this is my favorite online leader in the Muslim community. He is a.
This is Mufti Mank. We've covered him, I think, on the show, but most likely people.
Mufti Mank might be the best name in the world. Yeah. He's a sheikh. He's a mover. He's a shaker and a mover.
Mover and a shaker. I like that.
So when we first started hanging out with Mufti on YouTube, he didn't have the biggest following. I think he was around 400K.
Yeah, basically, in my opinion, nothing.
Yeah, nothing. 400K. He's underground at that point.
Absolutely.
He's blossomed to 2.8 mil.
Yeah,
on
he's
YouTube.
doing okay. So now he has my respect,
and the money is clearly pouring in. Because he's starting to do stunts. And what I like about this,
stunts?
He's doing these stunts. And what I like about it is that you'll hear that he puts kind of prayer over it because he's trying to keep it down to earth. It's kind of like how Bill Burr is desperately trying to be the everyman still.
Oh, yeah.
But he's had millions of dollars for 15 years.
Dude, I love this. Swing right at Bill Burr, guys. Let's bring that fucking idiot right down. Fuck him. You hear that? Monday morning podcast? Fuck you.
He wants you to think he's changing his own oil. You know what I mean?
He may be.
But only because it's like a passion. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing.
I'm not knocking him. You're making it sound like I'm knocking him.
Here's the difference between me and Bryan is I expect to be just peer-to-peer with Bill Burr shortly in my life. So I'm going to reserve my
I think
point
it's
of view.
totally fair, and I think he would totally understand that his brand is the everyman brand, and it's pretty tough to be the everyman when you're sitting on a pile of money like that for many years.
Okay.
Now, that's the same kind of quandary, that same kind of predicament that you would find Mufti Mank in because he's supposed to be a humble man. I think he's popping. I think that YouTube revenue is coming in, and I think he's fat with cash.
I hear you.
And I'm happy for him.
I hear you.
I hope he's enjoying himself.
It's a point of view, albeit cynical.
You're right. Most people make 4K paragliding videos when they're, struggling to make rent.
Well, I start thinking maybe the Mufti. I think maybe the Mufti has pulled the wool over our eyes. Bryan, you were just talking to me about this. The world of imam televangelists out there.
Yeah.
Maybe Mufti is one of these motherfuckers who came from money, was doing shit like this before, and now he's just videotaping it. It's like now we see him.
I think he might have came from money. He's from Zimbabwe.
Really?
Born and raised Zimbabwe. Wouldn't have guessed that.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't know.
It doesn't look like what. Now, if you told me, hey, the guy who's going to walk through the door next is from Zimbabwe, I would not picture Mufti Mank walking through that door.
Absolutely not. No. I mean, granted, he's holding a spear right now. But other than that.
Yeah. All right, let's check in with Mufti Mank here in his he's paragliding with Surah Al Rahman.
Hey, Tyler, can you cut out that spear joke? Okay, cool.
Okay, here we go.
It looks so fun.
I have to turn this down a little bit. All right.
This is so sick, dude. That's a comfortable seat. It looks like he's in a recumbent bike.
Yeah, he's doing the thing where he's listen, to me, this is where it's a little possibly not halal. It's like, I don't know how close these dudes are to one another. Like he's got like a guy behind him who's doing the maneuvering. What is this, paragliding?
Yes, this is paragliding. He's wearing like an Amelia Earhart hybrid head covering. Like it almost looks like a head covering that an imam would wear, but it's also Amelia Earhart like fur-lined leather outer.
Doesn't it kind of look like he's in a baby seat
Yes,
in a car?
He's waving to birds, or is that another paraglider?
Oh,
it's another paraglider.
This must be a paragliding tract of some kind. Yeah, I guess you'd probably have to you'd have to regulate this situation.
So he's holding on to the selfie stick
And
while
he's
the
just
other
fucking-
guy's steering.
He's going right at it, huh?
Yeah, he's got gloves on for the selfie stick. This is, I mean, he's wearing like racing clothes. Like, he's dressed like he's a professional paraglider.
He's from money, man.
Now, this is Quranic verse, right?
This is beautiful, isn't it? You know, sometimes when I need to bring it in and I need to focus a little bit, I'll just turn on. You don't understand.
And this is great because this isn't copywritten either.
Yeah.
So he can,
Are you kidding me, man? You're gonna try to copy the word of Allah?
no, that's what I'm saying. That's like a great move for his channel.
It's incredible, man. It's
He
an
doesn't have
incredible
any
move.
copyright.
It's actually a great point, Brian. You know what? We don't even have to be in this picture. We can talk about. We don't even have to comment on this.
Yeah,
You
we can
couldn't
just let
sue
it play. Now, is this Zimbabwe? Because if that's Zimbabwe, goodness gracious, it's beautiful.
Oh yeah, this. How do you know he's from Zimbabwe? I'm gonna turn this off because
I went to his About on his YouTube channel.
I'm gonna. If I continue to listen to this, I will. Maybe fall asleep because it's comforting to me. When I hear that sound, and that's like.
Have you ever fallen asleep like in the middle of a prayer? Tyler probably has.
Yeah, for sure.
Every time Tyler's doing his 5 prayers.
Honestly, Tyler's
hungover.
falling asleep during just a regular old Christian prayer, at the dinner table.
With his hands folded. His face falls into his mashed potatoes.
That Quran also is when you go to a Middle Eastern city, and obviously it's clear this podcast is going to get us there.
Yeah, 100%.
It's clear we're eventually going to do some kind of a run.
Yeah.
When you
or
walk,
be on the run.
either way, when you walk through the streets, you'll just hear that. Blaring out of a speaker.
They kind of sound like Tyler's microphone.
It kind of sound like Tyler's microphone. Sometimes you'll hear people just doing a full, what's the word? The Arabic word is khutbah. But it's like a sermon, but I don't want to call it a sermon. It's, it's not your mama's sermon. You know what I mean? This is a very scary sounding sermon.
Right.
Right into the microphone, multiple hours a day.
Just all day. That has nothing to do with the 5 prayers.
Radio.
It's more than that.
Yeah. Sometimes it'll be like on Friday specifically. They'll do the full thing there, and he'll just go like, you know what? I think the whole city needs to hear my sermon.
Can anybody just go up and grab the mic? Is it open mic situation?
Astaghfirullah. No. You gotta be the imam of that particular mosque.
But the mosque has the right to pump their prayers into the city. Like there's no noise ordinance for the mosque.
It's like there's a noise ordinance for everything except for this.
Right.
So it's a tough situation they can find themselves into. Don't move near a mosque if you're looking for peace and quiet on Friday morning.
Right. Well, the point is, we're happy that Mufti's channel is popping. We're happy that he's flying through the air to Quranic verse.
You know how
It's a wild world out there.
I like this more than like classical music. Like when I listen to classical music, it stresses me out. This calms me down.
I wonder. Yeah, I mean, that was calming. That particular guy was calming. I've heard some guys that were not relaxing.
You try to play this on a speaker outside of a 7-Eleven system, you're bringing people in. I'll tell you right now. Yeah. You'll open up the doors, there'll be just a fucking mob of people brought in by the soothing sound.
The soothing sounds of Quranic verse.
By the way, I realized that recently about myself, that me and crazy people all react the same to classical music, which... God.
What happens when you hear classical music?
I just don't care for it.
Oh, you don't like it?
So I'm like, all right, I can see why. I'm just 2 steps below the guy who can't hang out in front of 7-Eleven because he's hearing it. It's just too fucking... You know when places do that, Tyler, where I'll just play fucking, Bach to try to keep the riff-raff to a minimum?
It lowers it, like there's like it's almost like an IQ bouncer.
Yeah.
Like if you're below 90, classical music is frustrating and confusing. What is this? There's counter melodies.
It makes me so mad.
Oh, I'm confused.
I'm like, where's the chorus?
What is a bassoon?
Can't you guys just do something catchy? That's always why I fucking hear something, and I don't got time to hear you deal through some shit.
I made a playlist on Spotify of dictators' favorite music. Like Stalin or Hitler or Mussolini.
I imagine a lot of dictators did their own music.
That's more of a newer thing. Like that's what the guy in Turkmenistan does. He has a little band.
He does something.
Yeah, I think his daughter's husband has to play keyboard for him.
Yeah,
and he plays guitar.
I remember that now.
Yeah, he takes over the TV.
He rips. He's pretty good.
Yeah,
too.
he's really good. But they all listen to classical music. But so Hitler had Wagner. Stalin had he really liked Bach.
This is a great reason to not listen to any of these guys.
I know, right?
I love this.
Yeah. I was just like, I want to see like if there's like a certain feeling that comes up when you listen to the music that these dudes were listening to. But you realize they're just listening to the hits of their time.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's not like Bach made Stalin do Stalin stuff.
There's a chance that there are ISIS guys that listen to, Pharrell. Or whatever. Yeah. It's just not.
Could you imagine ISIS listening to Happy
Yeah,
on their way into an insurgency? Because I'm happy.
Maybe they are. And maybe they're doing what they love.
Yeah.
You and I wouldn't know nothing about that.
No.
All right. We've been gone for 53 minutes. So let's start the show.
Sounds like the sound's working.
The sound works. Tyler's awake.
Wait,
for now.
Is he? I don't know. He didn't even understand what you just said. He totally missed that.
Wait a second. Tyler's wearing glasses to make it look like he's awake.
Tyler's propping the book up to where it looks like he's reading.
Oh my
he's
God.
asleep behind the book.
There's a dummy back there. There's just a comforter with two pillows back there.
The Ferris Bueller tape recorder going, ha 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 ha.
Yes, we're recording.
Good one, Ramsey.
Ready to start the show. I'm not going to say what it is because some of those things
we're avoiding that.
Some of those things are TBD right now. But we're glad that you're here. Welcome back. Let's get into it. Before we listen, it is just like us to stop doing the show for 6 months and have this dramatic exit and then to come back and to not address it. But you know what? We will address it. We will address it. I do want to do one quick story here that I just found out about. But then I'd love to catch up with. I think it's worth keeping the listeners sort of in on what's going on in our lives since we've left. Things have changed, and address some of the changes that they maybe can see here. Plus I do have a State of the Caliphate address that I prepared for our audience. So we'll get into that. But very first here, I do want to get into the story. The Philippines just outlawed child marriage. They just criminalized it. It was
two children getting married.
Well,
I'm an optimist.
While I am pro that, and while we can get out there and make that our cause, I think this is if a child gets married. Previously, it was decriminalized. You could carry around an ounce of child porn.
Yeah. Just get a ticket.
No. So Duarte, this is Duarte. I mean, he's really trying to step up his popularity
on his way out
with Pacquiao.
Well, yeah, he can't run against Pacquiao, but he's got a puppet man he's going to prop up. Well, and he's going to do a Putin thing where he's like vice president.
What if he made it decriminalized right now so that he can run on making it illegal again? He's trying to give himself issues to stump on.
Okay, so
Duarte. It's not Duarte. It's Duterte. How do you pronounce his name? Duterte.
Yeah.
There we go. I always thought it was Duarte. I was just like completely saying a different name.
Right. Yeah. Duarte is a basketball player.
And a city, I think, around here, too.
That's my Mexican family name.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, they're the Duartes.
Well, what's Guizar?
That's just one dude who hooked up with my grandma.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Wait, what?
He's also a Mexican guy, though. That means, right?
Yeah. We don't know him.
Sure. So you guys took on his name naturally. You took his name forever.
So one of the Mexican family names doesn't count.
But Tyler Duarte is such a good name, too.
How do you say it?
Duarte.
So it's not that.
No, it's definitely not that.
It's definitely not that. That's what I was reading.
Duterte.
I do want to point out in this article that it is outlawing marriages between two children.
Oh, but adult and kid is still on?
No, it's as both.
As both, okay.
Either or both parties.
They probably just have to get that on the books just in case it comes up. Kind of an anticipation thing.
Yeah.
2 4-year-olds want to get married.
Wow.
We want to get married.
Wow. Here's what I think they're also trying to do is they're going, listen, we also want to try to get ahead of the loopholes because what's going to happen?
Right.
Obviously, the Congress is going to come back and they're going to be like, let's make being a kid through 30 legally.
Right,
Like they're going to try to raise the age of
Yeah.
what's an adult. Next thing you know, the whole society has collapsed. This is a good way to just nip it in the butt right here and now.
You're gonna have Filipino men walking around in diapers with bonnets on.
You know, I have a feeling this is not geared towards Filipino men, this law. I mean, maybe it is. And certainly, you know, ultimately,
You think it's more of a tourist law?
I just want to say, I think it's
German. It's for German guys.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I think it's commendable for the Philippines to have finally gotten this off the books. Look, it's hard. Here's the thing, and people I think would look at this and maybe have not as advanced as an opinion as I would on a topic like this.
Progressive.
It's not as enlightened. It's not as informed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, hey, they just made it illegal. But think about how hard it is to change laws in like the United States.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Takes forever.
Takes forever. Like in America, most states, weed is still not legal.
Right.
To me, that's on par with marrying children.
Texas has been trying to overturn Roe v. Wade since 1971.
It's still, well, and even that I'll say, look, muddy. I don't know if it's muddy, but I don't give a shit, but I get it. Somebody does give a shit. Weed is like as innocuous as it can get.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you can't have an honest opinion against it. And
I just mean how long the law has been tried to be
changed.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're right. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right about that. Yeah. So look, that's that. You have to also remember, there's a lot of creepy dudes who live in the Philippines who probably have some pretty good substantial bucks to throw into the child marrying lobbying industry. And you don't got to throw. This is what's interesting about a place like the Philippines, and this is what I tell everybody: is you don't got to be rich to buy an election. You just have to buy the right elections.
Right. Would you? Are you thinking about like maybe if you get a little bit of wealth, not like crazy wealth, going to another country and kind of influencing their elections?
I'm saying right now, if we take $500, I think we can influence an election somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why are we wasting our time, folks, trying to change things here in America?
We could change a law in Kenya.
Kenya, Papua New Guinea. I guarantee you right now, maybe not in my bank account, but all of my assets. Maybe I sell a couple of things. Maybe I get rid of this
a bag of
microphone.
beetle nuts.
I could probably change a couple laws in Papua New Guinea.
I bet if you get a backpack full of beetle nut, you can get whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
In Papua New Guinea.
For a social security check, you can run essentially a brothel in the Philippines. So I think you could probably get in some people's pockets with $50. Well, good for
By
them.
the way,
it's challenging.
When we ate
Democracy's hard.
When we bought that beetle nut online, old episode where it's a stimulant nut that they eat in Papua New Guinea, and we did a video of it. Jackson continued to eat beetle nut for a couple weeks after.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of people thought it was great.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing a peanut a beetle nutter butter. It's like a spread.
Yeah.
Put it on your toast.
7-Eleven points. You buy 10, you get a free pack.
A little jar bottle. Look, it could be great. You get it on the thing. You fucking take a bite. You fucking shit your pants. But you're ready to get the day started, though. I'll tell you that.
A Crustable full of beetle nut butter. That sounds great.
Beetle nut butter and regular jelly. How's the beetle nut butter go down a little bit?
Well, good for the Philippines.
Yeah.
Children shouldn't be getting married, whether it be to other children, to a German man named Hans.
We're fully against it on this thing.
Yeah.
So that's why we're happy that
I say go just outlaw all marriage.
I like it. Okay. Except for gay marriage.
Yeah. Gay marriage can stay because I don't want
We're
the
looking for a career.
Yeah.
So gay marriage is still here, but all the other stuff is out.
All the other marriages are not. No, but I mean, does this say anything about dating children? Is there?
You can't. According to
Can
this,
you talk to a kid?
if there's grass on the field, according to the law, that's what the law says. I'm just reading what the law says.
Yeah, it's in the article. This is in the
It's slanted.
PNA.
It's in italics. So
you gotta convince the cops that you're not married to the kid. You're just talking to them.
yeah, you can't.
We don't believe in the concept of marriage.
The marriage thing is kind of funny to a kid. It's just
I
a
know.
weird.
That's an extra level of twist.
Let me tell you something. I've never hung out with a kid and been like, I need to get this guy
A ring.
I need to get this guy wrapped up into me from a business standpoint, because that's what a marriage is. I need to get my hard assets tied up into this kid.
You're good. Yeah, if you get a divorce, you get to take half his tiny shoes.
I get the part, where I can understand the part where your brain's a little bit broken, but the part where you're just spending tons of time with a child, trying to make a marriage work. It's a lot of work. Marriage is work, folks. People think it's nothing. It's work.
I know.
So
I'm talking to a guy who's had 6 or 7 of them.
Absolutely. All at once, too. It was a good 2018. I had 7 wives at once. Lost them all.
I'm proud of you, Philippines.
Yeah, congratulations.
Steps in the right direction. Now, do we know for a fact that child marriage is like are there examples in this article of like wedding chapels with pictures? I would love to know.
Yeah, I just sort of skimmed it.
Yeah, my best man is Superman. They have to go to Hollywood Boulevard to get an Iron Man impersonator because that's who's in his entourage or whatever.
I don't know. Well, I think that I didn't get into it that much. So, the listeners can check it out if they want to. Let Bryan know.
We're running off the headline, not gonna lie.
I mean, that's sort of our thing.
Yeah. That's the new name of the pod, running off the headlines.
That's sort of what we do. All right, let's get into
Shallow dives.
Let's get into the real fucking meat of the show today. Welcome back. First episode back. I'm avoiding saying a name. This might be the second episode back. We don't know fully yet. I want to check in. We'll check in with the boys. That's what I've named this segment. Checking in with the boys.
Okay.
Bryan, let's see. Tell me a little bit about how has your break been, Bryan? By the way, this is what being a teacher would be like. Just so you know, kind of rules.
What happened on your break?
We took 3 months off for no reason.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
It's kind of sick.
If we could get salaried too.
Dude, I don't know what the
Are you
fuck teachers
kidding
are
me?
complaining about.
I know. They're always, I've never worked so hard. My sister's always about to melt down.
Have you seen how little we worked?
Yeah.
Have you been to the Patreon page? All right.
Well, the other day it was my girlfriend's birthday.
Oh, this is you were talking. Okay, yeah.
You want to talk about the gym?
No, you were telling me about this. Yeah. Sorry, I copied and pasted it, but I didn't read it.
Yeah. It was my girlfriend's birthday, and we were gonna take her to Slow, San Luis Obispo. It's a nice because I wanted to drive up there because it just rained, so everything's green. So like California looks like Ireland on that drive
For like 2 days before,
before it burns.
I'm going out and I'm actually drying out all the me. I've been driving up and down trying to increase my carbon
like
monoxide.
a hair dryer.
Yeah.
All the fields. Yeah. So what happens is every year California gets rain, everything blossoms, then it the droughts and dies, and then that's like matchstick material.
Can I say this about droughts? We don't know. Are we in a drought? Are we out of a drought?
Yeah.
I never know. It's never clear.
I think we're in a historic drought. Like,
So we're never getting out of the drought.
No.
Not in our lifetime, you're saying.
no, it's over.
Oh, okay. Well, then stop telling us about it. I don't really think
California just put restrictions on car washing and shit again.
Yeah. But fucking the governor can go out to the French Laundry with his friends.
Get all the waters he wants.
Get all the water.
Meanwhile, I have to drink Mountain Dew just to save people.
I like the idea that California in 20 years, you go to a restaurant, they're like, we can't actually give you water because that's very expensive, but we can do Mountain Dew.
You do. Yeah. We got you want what is that? Bahama Blast?
Baja Blast.
What is it? Baja Blast. I knew Tyler would know.
Local,
it's a traditional Mexican drink.
drink of the Duarte family. Yeah. Baja Blast. That's what the Duartes drink every year.
I remember as a little child in Mexico getting Baja Blast and a Mexican pizza. So we're going to drive up to Slow for her birthday. She's new to California. She hasn't seen the Central Coast. That's like, if I had money, that's where I would live.
It's a great place.
I love the Central Coast.
Central Coast of California is a great place.
You know why I like it is it's not too much anything. Like you go into the inland of California, they start getting real weird on the conservative side. If you're on the water, they're like insane on the other side. Mm-hmm. But the Central Coast seems to have a little bit of country, a little bit of cowboy, a little bit of California coast.
And most importantly, they're all white there. That's really what we're really trying to get to here, folks.
You know, it's not so crazy.
That's really what we're getting at here, folks.
But everything's named for the Spanish conqueror, so it feels like you got a little bit of diversity in
Of
there.
course,
You know,
of course.
San Luis
No, and
Obispo.
I'm kidding, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, they're Mexican people, have jobs that you don't interact with them, but they're there. They got to be there.
I love it up
Fortunately.
there. I love it up there, but so in the morning she had to get a COVID test, and it was January 3rd. I anticipated that the COVID test lines were going to be long. Everything was closed over the weekend. Plus, in LA, every New Year's celebration was requiring a negative test within 48 hours. So all the tests before New Year's were just flooded, and then they were closed. So I knew that I didn't anticipate how crazy. We had an appointment to get a COVID test at like 9 a.m. We drive up, because she had to have one for work. So the line is all many times wrapped around the block, like just cars. And then I see a small line of people standing. And I take Joni. Joni's with us, and I get out of the car. She gets in the back of the line. I walk up to the COVID testing place, and I'm like, "What's the line with the people standing?" She's like,
And they're like, actually, this is a hot chicken place. This isn't a COVID line.
they were like, "This is the line for people who don't have cars." And I was like, "Gotcha."
Oh.
So I walked all the way back. I go, I'm gonna drop you off around the corner. You're gonna walk up. So now we cut like 300 people.
Is this some kind of a hippy dippy, like we got to serve the people without cars, or is it because
No, it's like a
people with
low-income
cars are
thing.
just going like, we'd rather be in our insular bubbles and dealing with this?
Well, I guess it's just two different lines. People don't have cars. People do have cars.
Most people have cars.
Yeah. So I dropped her off around the corner, and she walked up, and it saved us like 3 hours because I was like, the whole birthday's fucked.
Yeah.
So now
That's amazing.
I know, it was unreal. It felt like a good Vokey move. It was like those are the moments where I'm gonna call my dad, tell him, you know what I mean.
I was clear headed when it got fucking rough. I got clear headed. I came up with a plan.
Well, also here, Dad. Nothing makes my dad prouder is here's how I got in front of 300 people. You know, because my dad, when he goes on a cruise, the whole cruise is ruined if he's not the first one in line.
Yeah.
Like that's what the cruise vacation is for him. He gets there early. He's screaming at everybody for not keeping up with him. He's the first one in line. He's got he's used a heat gun to open up a Coca-Cola 12-pack where he's filled them with beers so that he glues it back shut so that he can sneak his own beers on the cruise. And
I've never been about this lifestyle. I envy it.
This is how I was raised.
It's an appreciation for, things that I don't understand. I fucking am the last one off a plane, last one on a plane. Like, I just wish I gave a shit.
Yeah, no, I care.
You do.
It's just in my blood.
That's fine. But a 3-hour wait.
I have some, I think it's a real mental condition. Like, I'll put my life in a really bad place because I can't be in lines.
Okay.
Like, I'll run out of gas. Like, if I'm like on E and there's a line for gas, I'll just drive until I find another gas station.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd rather run out of gas and have that inconvenience than be in a line. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think that condition is called being an a-hole.
Was that the triangle of profundity?
No, that was an accent that I hit that, to be completely honest with you. I thought there was going to be a cooler sound effect there. Like
You were just rolling the dice.
I was rolling
You had
the
no
dice.
idea what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So anyway, we get the COVID test. She's getting ready for work, and for us to drive. She's like, getting ready, whatever girls are doing when they're getting ready.
sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I throw on a John Madden doc.
Hey, they're giving you a fucking minute, dude. You should be
I know.
cool with that. I'm cool with chicks taking a long time.
Oh
to get
yeah,
ready, 'cause
I'm not an '80s comic where it's like, what are they doing in there? Why is it taking? No,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, take your fucking time, dude. I want to
yeah.
listen to this podcast,
Yeah.
bitch.
So I'm watching a John Madden documentary, and he had just passed away. And the documentary came out on Christmas. Tyler, did you watch all Madden?
No, I watch it.
So I started crying.
What is so inspirational about John Madden, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, just the game.
It's his energy. It's his good-heartedness. It's his passion for. It's the fact that he kind of single-handedly brought football into millions of households and explained it in a way where you understood what was going on in the game.
Yeah.
And he just was a positive force. He was a big Brett Favre fan. So growing up as a kid, as a Packers fan, he was a homer for my team.
Yeah.
He was a voice that was playing through my childhood the whole time.
I'll feel the same way when Mad TV legend Frank Caliendo dies, actually.
Yeah.
Who used to do
You
John
get
Madden.
it. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when he passes, Hopefully my
It's gonna be a
girlfriend.
tough one.
Hopefully my girlfriend, he or she at the time.
So so I start crying over this doc because his son starts talking about how much the father meant to him. It just cracked me in half. My girlfriend's never seen me cry, never come anywhere close. She comes downstairs and she's like, "Are you ready?" And she looks at me. She's like, "Are you crying?" She's like, "I didn't know you were capable of crying." And I'm like, "No, I'm good." And I'm crying. But here's that fundamental age-old, pendulum that you have with a relationship. This is a very heteronormative thing. But like a lot of times with girlfriends, they spend so much time trying to get you to show your vulnerable side. And then when they see it, they're disgusted by it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the rest of the day, whenever anything, like I was like, "Oh, I love this song." She's like, "It's going to make you cry, bitch."
Yeah.
Totally like wanted to see me vulnerable, saw me vulnerable, fucking stabbed me right in the heart.
That's where you fucked up. That's why you have to follow my advice. Carry a small dagger with you. You put it on your ankle. You start crying and your girlfriend comes in, pull it out, and you fucking stab yourself in the leg as hard as you can, and then you have a good excuse.
I mean, there's other ways to.
No, it's a real. If you're really crying, you have to really cry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I can't think of a more acceptable reason to cry.
So we take her. I take her up to Slow, and then we run into the same California bullshit. No business would let me be.
I mean,
I had to piss. I mean, I went into a cafe. They were like, COVID. That's what they say now. Instead of letting you into a bathroom, they're like, I'm like, is the bathroom available? They're like, COVID.
You could just. I'm telling you, we fucked up, and this is my fault. Next pandemic, I'm really stepping in. Just making that work for me. You know what I mean? I don't actually eat pussy anymore. It's
COVID.
It's a COVID sort of a thing. I know COVID's been cured for 15 years, but I wrote the policy back then. If I go on and rewrite it,
I look like a hypocrite. Nobody respects me anymore. So there's a little creek that runs through town. She had already pissed by the creek earlier, but I had to go piss by the creek. And I'm a little
Your girlfriend did.
Yeah, she pissed by the river. But I'm going to piss. I'm going to run off and take a piss there too. I'm getting a little older now. Mm-hmm. I don't have multiple pipe control. If I'm opening one pipe, the other pipe's open. Right? Yeah. So I'm leading down, kind of trying to put the perfect bush. It's like kind of a thin bush. And there's people walking around. So I'm trying to piss behind this bush where nobody can see me. I got to shit a little bit. So I'm pissing into the river. Both pipes are open. I shit myself.
And did you pee at all or no?
Yeah, as I was pissing.
I guess you don't have to tell me that. Yeah.
Both pipes were open. So but it wasn't a full shit. Like I wasn't sure if I shit myself. So I kind of just keep my mouth shut. She'd already seen me cry. I can't. I mean, I'm like a baby at this point. I'm just crying and shitting myself.
Everybody knows as long as you keep your mouth shut, nobody will know you shit. Nobody will know you shit your pants.
Well, I got a log in there. I don't think it was like, the most odoriferous thing.
I did that one time when I was doing air traffic control. I shit myself.
And you tried to play it cool?
I tried to just chill there because we were landing planes. There was like a lot of planes.
I want you all to hear that sentence one more time. He was landing a plane. Next time you're in an airplane and you are landing, just know that a guy who's shitting.
There's a hungover 21-year-old shitting himself. Probably with Cheeto dust all over his fingers.
Tyler, it better be a wet shit. It better not be like a dry log shit. Because
we're sitting there and we're landing like a wave of planes, and then right when the last one lands, out of nowhere, I hear another controller from across the room like, "Who shit themselves?"
So wait, let me get this straight. You had already shit your pants at this point. How many minutes between the shit in your pants and the control and him saying that? Because
maybe like 15 to 20.
Oh, that's a long time. So Tyler was going, I think I got away with this.
Yeah. Maybe I could shit a little more.
Tyler had made deals with God. Like, if you let me get through this one, I promise I'll start going to church every Saturday. All this stuff's done. Tyler's now realizing
Sunday, dummy.
Sunday, whatever. Yeah. Sabbath. Whatever. Maybe Tyler's gonna be Jewish.
Yeah. I'll get back to the temple.
Yeah.
Can I tell you about my Middle Eastern neighbor who asked me if I was Jewish?
Oh, please tell me about this.
So he's like this 23-year-old Middle Eastern dude who keeps hitting me up to hang out.
Have you ever tried to ask what kind of Middle Eastern he is?
No.
Okay.
I have not.
Name? Do you know his name?
No. Oh, yeah, I do. It's in my phone somewhere. It might be like Mo.
Oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunately I can't tell us much. That means he could be from anywhere.
Yeah.
But he just like really randomly asked me my ethnicity. And then I was like, oh, I'm half Mexican, half white.
Can you speak into the microphone more? I can't hear you that well.
Sorry. Like I'm half Mexican, half white, and he didn't care about that. He was just like, oh, are you Jewish?
Yeah.
Like, no.
It's an issue for them.
And he's like, yeah, there's a lot of Jews here, isn't there?
Yeah, you moved to L.A., dingbat.
People can be a little fucking out of their mind sometimes. Where you're like, listen, man, I don't know what to tell you. You want to avoid a Jewish population. This is not the town to hit.
L.A.
Yeah,
he's in the Fairfax district. Going, what the hell is going on around here?
Yeah, it's like try Damascus, you try Afghanistan, you can move 18 other places, then you try LA.
Oh yeah, so I shit myself in the river, and then we go to the beach.
Okay, hold on. Shit yourself. Is it a log or is it like a?
No, it's like a wet fart.
Good. Okay. Because
Yeah.
I want to actually. Because if you get logs in your pants,
There was no logs. There's no logs.
just as a general rule of thumb to everybody, I can live with you getting a wet shit in your pants, but if there's a log in there, something.
Part of me
horrible
wanted to hang my ass in the river and let the current kind of wipe my ass.
Oh, God.
Like I really, but
Oh, God.
there were people around.
A species of salmon just goes extinct. I would love to see the butterfly effect of Bryan dipping his shitty ass into a river.
Yeah, but I mean, you see that flow, and you're like, "Oh, that would clean me right up."
Sure. Yeah.
You know, it
yeah.
has a little hydraulic to it.
That's why the Ganges is the Ganges, my man. The Ganges rivers, they're all about it. They get it.
So I don't do that. I don't hang my ass in the river because I hear voices. You know, it's a public park.
And plus, you think everybody thinks they're athletically able to do that. You're gonna fall right.
You're
into
on
the
a
river.
wet, a mossy rock trying
don't-
to keep your feet still. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna throw your hip out.
When they inevitably pull you out of the river, you have to explain to them you shit your pants. Ooh, but the benefit in that is you get to go, oh, I must have shit my pants while the river was carrying
They're like,
me.
but your pants were down. Went downstream.
So that river is moving less than half a mile an hour.
Yeah.
So it really can't be that. It wasn't rushing. This isn't a storm.
So I pull up my wet fart drawers and I continue about my day. We go to a couple thrift stores and we're fine. I go to the beach with her. We go, I eat some clam chowder. I eat some clam chowder at the beach.
Well, in fairness, the clam chowder, that's where you're going to kind of want it. It's
Yeah.
at least we're getting close to the ocean there.
Yeah, so I go into the...
But you are lactose intolerant?
Yes.
Okay.
But I quit dairy this year except for the clam chowder. I just
Yeah.
had the clam
So
chowder.
So you're saying after you shit your pants? After you shit your pants, you were like, you know what we need to do is bring dairy back into the mix.
Well, yeah, because the floodgates are open.
Okay.
Who gives a
You
shit?
said, okay. Yeah, the worst has happened.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we get into the bathroom. I get to the beach bathroom and I go, oh, apparently I did shit myself a little bit here. So I strip down, take the underwear, ball it up, clean up. And then as I'm the trash can, why wasn't the trash can in the bathroom? It was in front of the bathroom. So I had to walk out and throw my underwear away. And she saw me. She's like, did you throw your underwear away? And I was like, yeah, I gambled on a fart and I lost.
My asshole called my bluff.
This poor girl. She's moved in with me.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough one.
I'm crying and shitting myself like a child on her birthday.
So wait, when you got your pants have no collateral damage in the mix?
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was good.
Do you have some kind of a recommendation for underwear brand? Because it's a good.
Yeah.
Good,
Oh, by the way, this whole story is brought to you by MeUndies.
MeUndies, dude. Whatever brand of underwear you're wearing,
Hanes.
that's good.
It was Hanes.
It's good. That's all
Yeah,
good to know.
yeah.
We should make shit-proof pants.
I know, 100%.
Kind of pants that
Like rubber drawers.
you know what it
It's
is.
so hot.
You're gonna shit your
It
pants.
needs to breathe.
It needs to breathe, but maybe latex. Is that me? Oh shit, that is me. Why am I connected to the? Oh, that was the problem. We had an audio issue, and now we've discovered it. Okay. What the fuck ever.
But I don't think you should wear clothes where you anticipate shitting yourself. I think
No,
you should
no, no.
just not shit yourself.
But sometimes I hear you. But here we are, 30 minutes into you just shit your pants story.
When
And I know
Tyler chimed in with his shit in his pants story.
it happens.
Tyler's probably shit his pants today.
Without a doubt.
I did throw up today.
He did throw up today.
Did you woke up and puked and then came here? It's the worst. Oh man, I'm gonna keep that microphone there.
Oh,
If
100%
this thing makes
we're
$1 million a month, that microphone stays right the fuck there.
I threw up at like 4 a.m.
Oh god, I didn't sleep at all last night either. I was fucking losing sleep over the possibility of showing up on time.
I accidentally fucked with Ramsey. I told Ramsey that Tyler's always on time, which you are. You're usually early. Yeah. It's like disturbing.
Yeah,
it's uncomfortable because it's like
usually he shocks you with his presence.
Yeah,
Like, shit, you're here.
You're fucking 8 minutes early.
Yeah.
So that got in your head because you knew that if Tyler's punctual and I live where the studio is, then
It's all
going
gonna
to
be on me.
you.
It's all gonna be on
So
me.
you couldn't sleep on the idea of being on time. The idea of being on time kept you up at night.
Now I did have a lot of Adderall last night, but also the idea.
Can't you just set an alarm and sleep?
I couldn't, I just sort of had, sometimes I just have them where I'm like, if I know I got to be up and ready to roll, and, oddly, 9 a.m., I've realized this is how fucking out of at 9 a.m. is early for me now. Used to totally not be, but now I'm like, damn.
I'm up at 7:30.
That's like, I used to do that shit. Then I was like, what the fuck, who are you trying to impress?
I just like the morning. I want to kill myself less when I'm up early.
Interesting. Yeah, I could see that. I could certainly see that. And there was a time where I thought I believed that, but I'm now realizing I just had to wake up and was trying to sell myself something. Sell myself a bill of goods. But wait, is this shit spell what led to you starting to go to the gym? Because I have noticed you look like you're in incredible shape, man.
I've lost 7 pounds. I went to my dad's house and gained like 7 pounds in lasagna. Mm-hmm. And then
Like store-bought lasagna?
no,
Nice lasagna?
my dad's wife's last name is very Italian.
Oh, she's like a real deal
Italiano,
mozzarella
Italiano.
kind of thing?
Yeah, fresh buffalo mozzarella.
Okay. I always think buffalo mozzarella is going to be like hot spicy.
Yeah, I know, right?
It pisses me off. No, it's just fucking cheese. It's from like Buffalo, I think.
Yeah, whatever.
But I'm always like, damn, it's not tangy and spicy. Fuck.
But I've been going to the gym, and now I understand you have a little bit of a beef with the gym. But
Wait, what's my beef with the gym?
well, I told you the other day that I was going to the gym, and you're like, you're still doing that shit.
It's just fucking antiquated, dude. Gym culture is just so fucking toxic and just.
What's toxic? Well, I mean, I'm not a part of gym culture.
You go to a gym and it's first of all, it's just like it's playing this fucking horrible shit from
Well, I wear headphones.
But it's there. It's like, listen,
Yeah.
your
The
surrounding is
ambiance
the surrounding is
yeah,
the
yeah.
surrounding. Whatever you try to do, put your Oculus Rift on in the gym, you're still in the gym,
Mm-hmm.
I just fucking, I don't know. I used to go to the gym all the time. I just don't fuck around with that shit anymore, man.
But there's always like hot girls that motivate you to work harder.
You gotta this is why you're not in the right spot, man. You gotta start, I've talked about it on the show even for a long time. I finally got around to it. I started rock climbing.
Is there a lot of, what's the scene there?
Well, the chicks are hot, but they're mysterious and they're dark.
Are they?
Yeah, think about a woman who's rock climbing. Think about who shows up to rock climb. Somebody who wants their thing to be the ability to scale a mountain.
Well, I picture like a girl who's the youngest in her family and has all brothers. That's the type of girl I picture. Kind of a
Is that not a
tomboy.
kind of hot chick in your mind that you're picturing?
I mean, whenever I picture a chick in my mind,
It's
she's
always a hot chick.
Yeah. So whatever situation, yeah.
Yeah, rock climbing is really a listen. First of all, when you're up there, man, and you're mid climb, nothing like it, man.
Ugh, God.
Your problem.
What shitty documentary am I watching right now?
The things that scare you at night, the things that keep you up, I say, with every boulder, one foot behind me.
You couldn't sleep because you had to be on time today. So clearly it's not working.
Had I hit the gym yesterday, I think we'd be having a different conversation. I think I would have slept like a fucking baby yesterday.
Dude.
But unfortunately, I didn't have a belaying partner to go with me.
So do you chalk up?
Why use liquid chalk? Yeah, I guess if I was from 2010, fucking idiot. You use liquid chalk now, buddy.
What is that?
It's like a thing. It's like a you put it on your hands and it does the same thing that chalk does, but you don't got to carry around a bag.
Oh, well, LeBron still uses chalk,
It's fucking. I don't know.
right? Doesn't he do that thing every? Yeah.
I was gonna say he's primitive, but I realized he was African American. You can't say that stuff.
He's old. You could say that. He's
Yeah.
38.
Yeah. No. But I was gonna say a thing,
Yeah. I understand.
but I chose not to because
What do you talk to people at the rock gym? Like, do you guys like kind of look at the wall and kind of figure out your routes together?
You know, Tyler, you've been bouldering, yeah?
Oh yeah.
It's I mean, so Tyler, you get the rush that I'm kind of talking about here. It's going to be hard for somebody like Bryan to get what
You take those fingers into a rock climbing.
yeah. Actually, Tyler's hands are perfect for rock climbing. Gets it. He can grip things in a way that you couldn't grip because of his tiny nature of his hands. You would think a big, but it actually gets in your way because you can't actually get a good grip on.
Yeah,
anything.
you got to think about those climbing goats. They just have hooves.
Exactly.
That's kind of what you have.
Yeah.
You have hooves.
Right. Tyler has 2 hooves and then 2 just boots.
Flesh boots. He's like the worst centaur ever made.
Truly.
I just remembered that I'm talking to a pretty nice girl who's gonna listen to this podcast.
Oh yeah, that's rough. Well, we've always said great things about you.
Yeah, all she's gonna do is just she's gonna have a chance to Yoko you. Where it's like,
yeah.
these guys are really mean to you.
Yeah.
You should not hang out with
She's
them.
gonna go, you should start a different podcast with me. And then that podcast is gonna fucking suck. Tyler's gonna be killed by one of our crazy Patreons.
It's gonna be called Big Hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody will take a gun and shit Tyler in his stomach.
Now that we've brought the podcast back, we should bring back the offer we made a little while ago where Tyler will use his hand for dick pics for you as a part of bonus on the Patreon.
All you have to do is you have to subscribe to the Patreon. You do have to fly him there and to and there. Obviously, room and board.
But can you put a price on a
on a great dick picture?
Great dick pic?
Honestly, a good dick picture could land you the right wife.
You could make that your LinkedIn profile. You're employed everywhere.
You're employed very specific places, but you're employed nonetheless.
Can you apply for porn
on LinkedIn? I don't think so. I assume they have a different website. It just seems like you don't want to mix those those 2 places. But you know what? I would say the right dick picture. You don't need a job.
Have you considered during your life crisis that you're going through right now, Tyler? Have you considered doing porn? No. You haven't considered doing porn?
We'll just say Tyler's going through some issues.
He's thinking.
I don't think I would. No.
Oh, he's already softened.
Really?
If I were a salesman, I have my end right. His first answer was harsher.
One of our friends got approached by the Bang Bus the other day.
Really?
They pulled over. Oh, is that what it's called? Or what's the van one?
I don't know. Oh, sorry. Okay, good.
What's the one where they're in a van?
Probably the Bang Van.
No, but
I can't imagine they're that creative.
Tyler is correct. There's a division, sort of a Sunni and Shiite, when it comes to essentially.
Is there anybody still doing a limo, or is that 280s?
280. I mean, you could, but I just don't think everybody
would could have like a retro. Like an ironic, seems like if Barstool got into porn, they would have like a 80s logo and maybe fucking in a limo.
So when your friend got approached, how did it work? They didn't obviously drive the van there. They sent her an email first?
No. The van pulled up to him on the side of the street.
Him?
Yeah. And opened the door and asked if he wanted to do some porn in the van.
Was there STD test?
Yeah, because
he didn't mention that.
So this was not. I'll tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a true. I mean, it's a true story that it happened, but it is not the Bang Bros because the Bang Bros are very particular. Look, sure, maybe early 2000s Bang Bros would have pulled stuff like that, but today the Bang Bros have they got attorneys and all this stuff to deal with. They got to get you to clear it. I'm privy to this. I know some people in the biz. When you do stand-up comedy long enough, you ultimately know way more old retired porn stars than you ever would have imagined. But they were explaining to me that this is like a thing where they do fuck a fan, but the fan gets in touch with them. They email, they coordinate, they fill out a thing, they send 2 copies of their ID. What if you're a fucking kid? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They fucking got to give them the clean bill of health, all that kind of stuff, and then they arrange the alleged whatever. But it's still fan fucking them. You know?
Yeah. So this would have just been jump in a van and raw dog
some fucking
right off the
some
street.
stranger, some fucking young
That
scrappy
woman was
upcoming
kidnapped.
Yeah,
that is That is wild. So what happened?
Oh, he said no.
He said no, he's a coward. It was a coward.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot. Listen, I would have fucking given him the Matrix speech. I would have been like, listen, here's the thing. If you don't get in this bang bus and you walk back to your fucking shitty job, you know how that day ends. You know how that day ends. We know how that day ends. Get in the bang bus.
You need to follow the leads, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
That's what life is all about.
Honestly,
about adventure.
I think I would have to I'm going to have to deal with this with my girlfriend, but if the bang bus approached me, I think I would do it. Man or woman on the inside, I think I would do it.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't have
Well, there's going to be a man in there, of course.
Yeah. You
got to have a hilarious camera
Yeah.
guy.
I was going to say, who's going to operate the camera?
Who's going to quip? Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course. Though I will say we are, I think, probably shockingly or more close to a self-driving bang bus than most people even realize, but that's a different conversation. Very soon.
That would be so Elon.
I think Elon would put himself over the top if he goes for this.
Yeah, the self-driving bang bus.
One less person in there. Could be, listen, Elon Musk, I know, well, you could possibly hear this. There's a chance.
Yeah, you probably could.
Every year, I get a little closer to Elon Musk.
Yeah, I mean, if he's doing like weird podcasts in Austin.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I'm 2 or 3 good Kill Tony appearances before meeting Elon Musk.
well, Ramsey.
Well, hold on. Before I get into this, because listen, we've been doing about an hour and a half. Before we jump into that, should we put a pin in any of this for next episode, or should we put a pin in State of the Caliphate?
I think we should put a pin in State of the Caliphate.
State of the Caliphate next
We should
episode.
know what the State of the Caliphate is before we...
Tyler, what can you say about... Because look, people are going to wonder what the hell's going on. Why is Tyler back? What's going on with Tyler? What can you say about what's going on? Obviously, I'm not going to pressure you to do anything you can't do or say.
Every time you pick up that mic, I laugh. Every time.
How have you, because look, you left us previously.
I got a job.
Sure, yeah, you decided to join the Great Resignation.
And then I...
You realized your life was not where you thought it was going to be. And so you packed up and left town and quit your job. Got a new thing. How did that go? What's going on with that? People are going to want to know.
Well, I quit that job.
Didn't like it. Wasn't for you.
Yeah, it's all right.
Paying you too much.
Yeah.
Unlike us. You
Yeah.
came back to us.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
the salary was a little cleaner.
Yeah, he felt like he was underpaid there.
Certainly.
Came back here.
Well, that's the thing is, it's like here's the thing. We don't pay him in money, but on job naps all day long. It's a benefit.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
We didn't. Yeah, we let him nap.
it's like the Google offices around
Every now and
here.
then, Joni would try to wake him up from his nap.
Dogs, it's dog friendly. I mean,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
bring your dog, but there's a dog here, and we're all friendly about
Little
it.
serotonin dispenser.
Oh,
is
yeah,
what she
it's-
is. Yeah.
Way better. Would you say we're better bosses?
I don't want to say anything.
I mean, but hey, he didn't want to say anything. But I mean, I feel like that kind of.
If we weren't better bosses, he would definitely say that.
I feel like it kind of says everything.
Yeah.
The way he demurely laughed.
Yeah.
Could be it, you know.
Demure.
Demure.
Okay, so you were living in Vegas. Was Vegas rough on you?
Yeah, how is Vegas during the pandemic is what I want to know.
What is Tyler like in Vegas? Are you gambling?
I did a little gambling. I won a couple $100.
How much did you lose? How much did you lose? That's the question we want to know.
I actually won like $200 on my first spin of Wheel of Fortune, and I walked away.
Oh,
Good for
wow.
you.
Good for you.
Wow.
Man.
If only you had done that a couple more times.
Well, I
If
know.
only you made that decision a few more times in life, Tyler.
Yeah. Well, Tyler, you're walking away from tables. You're saying no to the bang bus. I mean, what kind of life are you living here?
What was, by the way, was Vegas at all? Was there any, I imagine there's no indication of COVID-19 in Vegas.
You still have to wear a mask to go into like the gas station.
But people smoke indoors.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the one place where it's legal to smoke.
Because
Anywhere.
they exchange the oxygen quick.
The filters they get
am I
out.
eating out of their hands right now?
You could be, but
Yeah, I'm
also
like, well, it's fine. They're smoking here because they have like oxygen exchangers.
they probably do, and it's probably honestly okay. It probably works fine.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good.
So, were you any hookers? Because that's legal there, right?
yeah,
No, I did not. No.
you didn't call one of those cards that somebody handed. Do they still do that? Remember when the guys would always hit you
yeah.
the card? Oh,
yeah.
dude,
Your car would have like 19 prostitutes cards under your windshield wiper.
I've been to Vegas. I have not been to Vegas since I was like 24. Oh, dude, I would just fucking jerk off to all those cards if they handed me. Call them and then hang up real quick.
So no real Vegas experiences.
Yeah, not really.
Well, okay.
All right, you set it up. That's fine.
Well, I can't talk about
That's
it.
fair. It's fair. Hakeem, our attorney, is working with you on that independently, and you have to deal with that when you deal with that. But let's just say wild shit happened. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
We're glad to have you back.
Oh, I forgot about. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, glad to have you back in Los Angeles. Glad to see that you're living that rowdy lifestyle in your bungalow.
Yeah. I'll give you guys a little update on what's going on with me. Prior,
People wanna know.
Yeah, I want to let everybody know it's with pride. I let everybody know that I am once again abusing prescription medication. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Listen, man. I was off Ritalin for a little while.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you got the booster.
No. I still have not gotten the booster. I'm gonna wait and let it play out for a little longer, see what happens.
I'm boosted.
You're boosted? Are you boosted?
I'm not boosted yet.
Yeah, it's just like I don't really believe in it anymore, so, I'm not really sure what to do. I just sort of think the whole thing is not real anymore, so
What line do I get in?
I don't really want to do it.
So Ritalin. I didn't know that Ritalin was still around. I thought that was like old timey.
Yeah, I got. I've decided I was diagnosed with ADD in my adult years. And I remember I always thought, like, man, what's this guy talking? Like, come on, is this thing? Isn't it funny? You never sound stupider than when you are when you're saying
You disagree with a doctor?
when you say this sentence. Yeah, if you want to believe what my doctor says. You never sound dumber. Listen, I hear you. It's a contentious issue or whatever. But I realized sometimes you just look at your fucking life, dude. You're just like, how many fucking like I'm in it, dude. There's no. I don't know if there's a lot of debate that can be had anymore. 7 car accidents in fucking 6 years. Like 6 were my fault.
Lucky number 7 though.
Well, I fled on that one. So nobody knows that one. Statute of limitations is still out on that one.
So when you say you're abusing, what does that mean?
No, I'm not abusing. I'm just using it regularly.
It's prescribed to you? And
Yeah,
do you
man.
feel like it levels you out?
I'm actually, this is true. I was kind of riffing and joking about Ritalin, but I'm actually not on Ritalin. I'm on a medication called Strattera, which is a non-stimulant medication for ADD.
I'm thinking I have a meeting with a doctor to discuss that soon.
Yeah, it's, listen.
What do you think?
Hey, there's pros and cons to everything you do in life.
What's the con? Is it dick related?
It's absolutely dick related.
Is it really?
It's incredibly dick related. Sometimes when you pee, it feels weird. Maybe this is an off mic conversation. Do you know what decoupling your orgasm from ejaculation means? That's fine. I'll tell you about it later. It's as scary as what it sounds like.
Wait, so when does the coming happen? So you feel like you're having an orgasm, you're like, and then nothing, and then like a couple minutes later.
Here's where you know something is here's where you know something is bad. Is when you say, where does the coming come in? My answer is, it's complicated. Do you know what retrograde ejaculating is? It's maybe not a conversation that I can just have with you just so quickly, because there's a lot of moving parts. I mean, not in my pants, but generally there are a lot of moving parts.
Okay, so breaks your dick, but
Yeah.
what about the rest of you?
Everything is great. Never been better.
Really?
Have you not noticed how calmer I am? How many times would I have stress cried at this point in a previous podcast? I'm telling you, so other than that, it's all good.
Why does everything that fixes one break their dick?
Yeah, I think it makes me think that everything is tied in that way. It's like, turns out I didn't have ADD. I just had a too functional of a penis.
Look, do you want to come or do you want to stay?
It's not so bad. It's not so bad. So
I think I'll just keep like ruining my life
but
and coming.
No. But here's the thing: you could just take pills, and it just gives you a boner. So they fixed that one too. Now you got to take a pill to offset some of the other stuff that those boner pills cause, but those pills are way cheaper than the other ones.
Okay, so you're on medicine.
Yeah.
Life is better.
Life is definitely I think has gotten much better for me for that reason specifically. I targeted. I think I was telling you on the last show. I was on the road with Bryan here, or no, I was on the road. During that time, we talked about it while we were still doing the show previously. But I was just like, I just was fucking such a disorganized. So much of my life had gotten so disorganized especially post pandemic that
I'm a wreck, dude. I can't get it together like this, specifically post pandemic. Like, I'm just annihilated. I can't. My energy levels are low. I'm disorganized. I make simple mistakes all the time, make really stupid, obvious mistakes.
Check. I got you Ritalin. By the way, I do Adderall too. Let me be clear. I do have Adderall as well.
Adderall's never affected my dick, but it made me a little aggressive. It fucked with my temper a little bit.
Things like Adderall,
I was snorting it.
Well, that could be the problem.
Yeah.
The doctors say to me, and I don't really know. This is just like kind of shows you how sort of messy the whole situation is. That because when I take an Adderall, I literally calm down. It literally just chills me the fuck out. That they say that's a diagnostic tool for ADD. People with ADD calm down on Adderall. People who don't have ADD get fucking wild and out, which sucks because the first time I took Adderall, I was trying to get high, like I was trying to get fucked up.
Yeah, and you just felt functional.
I just fucking was like started cleaning and being all cool, started being way better. Yeah,
I got to try that again.
Yeah, man. This podcast is actually brought to you by Stratera, by the way. That's why I mentioned them by name. It's a brand name. That's not the generic one. You don't use the generic one, folks. And if you go to stratera.com/wetfart, you can use our promo code. Lady Gaga Docs.
Yeah, you're skipping through a field of flowers, a commercial.
Yeah, that's about it for me, I think, honestly.
This was the catch-up episode.
That's the catch-up episode. Yeah, I mean,
we just wanted to let you guys know where we're at. It's the same level of dysfunction, same level of technical difficulties, same level of experimental medication, same level of diet experimentation, but a brand new studio.
And I can rock climb too now.
And you can rock climb.
I rock climb now, so that's also part of it as well. So that's been the show. We've been recording for about an hour. Let's fucking call the show. Well, we got plenty of stuff to cover on the next episode.
Yeah.
Worst out. I was about to say the name of the podcast, but
it's okay.
We don't know what the name of the podcast is yet.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Follow the show on all social media platforms. You know where. Yeah, I mean that's all that's gonna be in the show links. Follow all of us. Blah 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 blah. Thank you guys so much for listening to the show. Subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/whatever it is in the link. You'll see it there. Anything to plug these people, Bryan? This is gonna come out on January 17th.
On January 28th, we've got another Adrenaline at the Hollywood Improv. If you're a member of our Patreon, do you want to come out to the show? DM me. I'll get you on the guest list.
Free tickets.
You and a +1.
That comes directly out of Bryan's pocket, just so everybody knows.
Yep, it does. But that's because you guys go directly into our pockets.
Well, he pays for the ticket, then he pays me the money from the. It's a mess.
We don't want to break.
But take advantage of it. You got to take advantage of it.
Yeah. If you live in Los Angeles area, you want to see a stand-up show. It's a great show. We've been packing it out. Ramsey's done 2 of the last 4.
Our Patreon is a lot like those coupon books where it's like $15,000 value. It's all shit that you like. You have to spend $30,000 on just horse shit just to get. That's ours.
That's like if you drive as a Patreon bonus. If you drive your car to my house, I'll change your oil for you.
Yeah, for the price of a discount.
That's I mean, I'll still charge you $40-$50,
but discount traditionally is $80.
Fully synthetic oil.
Absolutely,
it's completely not oil. I'm putting vegetable oil in there.
It's our own proprietary blend. We here at the podcast, we're experimenting with our own oil. So
podcast motor oil.
Yeah.
That's January 28th, Hollywood Improv, Adrenaline, 7:30. It's a Friday. Come on out, folks.
Go to my website, by the way, in the show notes, and that'll have all my dates. I'm starting a weekly show here in Los Angeles.
You're on the road a lot too, right?
In the coming weeks, then I'm on the road a lot, and I've got
I want to get back on the road so bad.
You really don't.
I really do.
It's rough out there.
I'm different than you. I'm cut out for that lifestyle.
I don't think you are. It's well, maybe, listen,
I did it for 15
I'm not saying
years.
You're not cut out for it. I'm saying it's different. I'm saying shit's different now. It's not the same. It's not the same. The world ain't as fun as it used to be.
You talking about how the hotel lobbies are all individually wrapping the bagels in plastic and all that awful shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And just fucking 2 people in the elevator. Some of the best things in life was that when the elevators had more than 2 people in it.
And you farted before it opened. And then
it turns out you accidentally shit your pants. And
yeah. Now you're taking your underwear off in front of people.
You gotta put your underwear down the trash chute.
You're showing your ass to people with your pants. Like, can you see shit on my pants? Yeah, all the joys of the road are gone.
Joys of the road are gone, ladies and gentlemen. Tyler, anything you want to plug to these fine people before we get out of here? Hey, if you guys have got nothing else to say, I got nothing else to say. On behalf of everybody here at the Worst Hour Nation, I'll still say peace out. Be on to the prophet.
Long live the bungalow.